Hey peeps, Naisha here, and welcome to my channel. Today I am back on choices, and I'm going to talk about Get Lucky, give you my thoughts on it, and give you the rundown of this story. There will be spoilers, so you have been warned. Okay, now Get Lucky. The first synopsis we get is a sexy, mysterious fate offers to turn your luck around and instantly throws your life into magical chaos. Now, I want to say what name her? Gina? I always use the name Gina. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to use her name Gina. Either Gina or Carew. Yeah, I'm just going to use Gina. No, Carew. Yep, I name her Carew. I keep naming my characters a whole lot of things. But anyway, Carew, she works in corporate. Child, they said what her job was. I quickly forgot. I'm sorry. Like, it's like, I don't understand why the jobs be so boring. But you know what? I digress. But anyway, when we meet Carew, she is at what they call them things, like a work vacation. I don't even think it's a work vacation type of situation. Yeah, it could be a work vacation, but it's like they go to a camp. I forgot what it's called, but they go to a camp, and they basically bond as bond because they're co-workers and things like that. Anyway, Carew's superior, Gavin, he basically tells her to go in the woods and get fire, which I'm thinking to myself, not fire, but to get wood. And I'm thinking to myself, seriously? She gonna go in the woods? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I would never like go in the woods by myself. Not to mention she's black, so it's like you ask a black woman to go into the woods by herself, and then he got the audacity to say, like, oh, you don't want our CEO to be cold, right? Because like in her cabin, she's very cold. You don't want her, like, if you don't want her to be cold, you go get it, Gavin. I ain't gonna lie, Gavin. So far, Gavin as a character ticks me off to the point that I just want him to just fall off a cliff. I'm just saying. That's just me. But anywho, Carew goes into the woods. And when we first meet Carew, you could tell that she has horrible luck. Like, she has bad luck. Like, she be tripping, falling and stuff. And I'm not just talking about like trip and fall and everything be okay. No, it's like one thing after another. Like, her bad luck keeps going over and over again. Like, first something was wrong with her cabin. And then I want to say she falls in mud and stuff like that. And not only does she trip and fall in mud, but she also, because like she noticed a perfect ring of mushrooms. Like, yeah, she noticed a perfect ring of mushrooms, and she ends up destroying that perfect ring of, like, well, I'm talking about ring, circle, the perfect circle of mushrooms, and she ends up destroying it. And when she destroys it, it seems like she goes into this magical, like, land, but in reality, it's actually a cage. And we find out why. Because we meet the love interest. This is the only love interest in this book. You can make Kaylin into a man or woman, whichever one you like. I made Kaylin into a man. And I'm thinking, can you change I don't know if yeah, you actually can change his complexion. I didn't change his complexion. Like I left him because like yeah, I left him black and stuff like that. So anywho, so we meet Kaylin. And Kaylin is like, he's asking Karoo questions. Now Karoo does something that like I'm pretty sure all of us, especially I'm pretty sure all of us, especially those who um have knowledge in like fairy stories and folklore and stuff like that. And that one thing is you never want to tell a fairy your name. She tells him. She tells him. And not even like not only that she tells him her name, she tells her whole name. Like she says Karoo so and so Cooper. I'm like, well, I forgot her last name. I forgot what her last name in this, but yeah, she says her last name and like her first and last name. M Wood. Did I name her M Wood? I think I did. I don't think I changed her last name. But anyway, but yeah, she gives him her full name. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my goodness, you stupid child. And so because of that and things like that, because I think he give um his name. I think he does anyway, but because of that, they end up bonding to each other. And then she ends up getting sucked out the little like cage like that Kaylin was in, and he ends up going with her. And again, they end up basically solidifying the bond. And so there's a bond between them, it's unbreakable and stuff. And I'm just shaking my head because I'm like, yeah, she do got bad luck because girl, you stall. I'm just saying, because like if any other normal person would have seen a circle of like mushrooms, and it's a perfect circle of mushrooms, oh, people have been like, oh yeah, I'm staying away for that. Like matter of fact, they would have just turned around. Yeah, they would have just turned back around and went back to the camp and stuff like that. Not Karoo. But anyway, um, and Kaylin basically tells Karoo just a little bit about the bun, not all of it. And well, I feel like he tells her like again, if it was any regular person, normal person, I feel like common sense would have made you put two and two together. However, Karoo is just naive and stuff like that. I digress. So, um, we see that because of their bond, um, it seems like Karoo's luck is changing for the better and stuff like that. However, when Karoo goes back to the camp, we find out that it's been 3 days. Like the whole work camp, I'm just gonna say work vacation is not a vacation, but again, I forgot what it's called. Work camp and stuff like that. But yeah, they like she finds out that it's been 3 days and that like everybody's been looking for her because she went missing. And Gavin was like, "Oh, and now you want to come back?" The police came and stuff. We was too busy looking for you. We couldn't even do all of the like exercises and things to build our like um relationship as co-workers type bull and stuff like that. And the CEO she actually is happy that Carew is Carew is safe and things like that. And I want to say, does something happen? Yeah, I'm thinking something does, and I'm trying to think. Yeah, oh yeah. I'm still sorry, guys. But anywho, yeah, so she goes back home, and I don't know why, but Carew thinks that this whole bun thing is just some silly, trivial thing that Kaylin came up with, and she's like, okay, well, you could go on your merry way, and I'm gonna do the things that I've been doing. And Kaylin has to tell us, like, woman, listen here, like, we are stuck with each other. We can't go anywhere without each other. It's kind of like oh, um, it's kind of like the way he said it is it's kind of weird, because like it gives like, oh, if something happens to him, something bad's gonna happen to her, or if something bad happens to her, something bad happens to him, and stuff like that. That's what it seems like, and stuff like that. However, it's like though, like if one of them dies, like the other one still lives, and it's just kind of weird. It's a weird dynamic, but basically, um, they can't break the bond. Oh, I want to say, oh no, yeah, okay. Now that I think about it, it's more so like if they tried to break the bond, they would die. Like both of them would die. But if one of them gets killed, like it's fine and stuff like that. which I find to be crazy, but I was like, okay. But yeah, if they try to break the bond, yeah, both of them dies. Um, yeah, that's how it goes. And of course, like, Carew's like, are you kidding me? It's like, I'm thinking to myself, Carew, you so dumb and naive, because like, of course, that's what it is. Like, what did you think was gonna happen? You just think like, oh, he touched you, you touched him, and that was it. Like, y'all literally was in a embrace for like, I don't know how long, and stuff like that. So, like, what did you expect? What did you think was gonna happen? Like, yeah, y'all stuck with each other, and you know, she likes the fact that her look is turning, like, is turning like for the good. However, she doesn't like the fact that she's stuck with Kaylin. And to make matters worse, we see shadow hounds coming after Kaylin. Like, they basically attack Kaylin at Carew's apartment. And oh yeah, I forgot to mention that in the first episode, she does go to work, and she finds, like, her, like, she finds out that she's very lucky now. And also Kaylin warns her that, like, because she's lucky now, there's going to be some rebound effect, like there's going to be some balance in the world, like, because she's lucky, something, somebody else is going to be unlucky type of situation. And that's when they have the serious conversation about the bonds and stuff like that. And of course, that freaks her out. And then not only is she freak out about that, but she also freaks out about, like, again, a hound basically attacking, like, attacking them. That's how episode 1 ends. With the shadow hound attacking them in Carew's apartment. Also, I forgot to mention that Gavin, also in episode 1, which ticked me off, because he basically ends up, if I'm not mistaken, I think he ends up, yeah, he ends up trying to sabotage. Yeah, he ends up trying to sabotage Karoo. It ends up not working in his favor and things like that. And he even ends up getting chastised by the CEO. So I thought that was cool. But episode 2, again, they fight off the Shadowhounds. I want to say Caitlin gets hurt. Yeah, he gets injured. And of course, Karoo's there to help. They have a cute little moment. I ain't gonna lie, I actually like Kalen. Like, especially his little quirks, like everything he says, it's just so funny to me and stuff like that. Because I forgot, like, I know it's in episode 1, but I forgot what Karoo said, but she said something that basically amuses him. And so he's like, "Oh, I like you." I was like, well, you ain't got no choice but to like her because, like, you stuck with her. But I digress. Anywho, um, there ends up being like a ball, a work ball that she has to go to, and of course, she takes Kaylin, and I want to say this is also the episode where Kaylin gets in more details and tells her, like, there are people that are going to, like, come after him and attack him and things like that. I know he talks about the Iron Order and things like that. And so now, Karoo's kind of freaked out and things like that. And she's trying to figure out, should she even go to the work ball? But, like, Kaylin convinces her because he's like, no one's going to attack where a whole lot of people is at. And so she's like, bet. So they go. He dresses her up in a beautiful gown. I will say this: the one thing I like about this book is that I like the outfits because Kaylin knows how to dress a person. I could say that. What I don't like about the books is like the same old like melody that we keep hearing in like every book. We keep hearing the same old melody. I'm thinking, like, since this is a new book, I feel like we should get some new melodies. That's just me. Maybe I'm doing too much. But if I am, I'm still gonna do it. Anywho, so they go to the ball, and of course, Gavin's trying to be a a-hole and trying to make things hard on Karoo. Spoiler alert, it does not pan out in his favor. So, anywho, Karoo is having a ball at the ball. Basically, Karoo's having a ball. Her and Kaylin are having a moment. They go to the balcony, and Kaylin, I think he goes to get some drinks and stuff like that. And so Karoo's there. And then next thing you know, there's a hunter that comes out of nowhere. And, that's how episode 2 ends. Episode 3 begins with, the hunter basically about to like attack Karoo because he's saying how she's mixed up with a fae and that's just horrible. And side note, I'm gonna just be completely honest. I don't understand what her being mixed up with a fae got to do with him. Because they're not really bothering anybody other than like the whole look thing. I feel like that's the only thing that would probably be bothering because again, she was so unlucky. And now that Kaylin is in her life, now she's very lucky. So it's like I feel like that's the only problem. But like them, like as a whole, they're not really doing anything. Like he's not hurting no humans or anything like that and stuff. So, and even when unlucky stuff starts to happen again, in my opinion, like it's not as bad. It's it's not, I'm not gonna say it's not as bad. I'm not gonna say it's not as bad. You know what? When I get there, I explain it because it seems like it's not as bad, but it's still bad in a way. But anywho, Kaylin and Karoo end up getting away from this hunter, though Kaylin still ends up getting hurt. They end up basically going to this, I want to say this park that has like fairy wards up, so they're protected here. And of course, again, they had their little moment. And Karoo goes back to work. And again, that's when the balance of luck, that's when we see it more. Because again, she tries to help, like with the balance. She tries to help. She tries her best to help, like, with the balance and things like that. Try to, like, get some bad luck, but she ends up getting good luck. And because of the good luck, bad things start to happen to her co-workers and not her. And stuff like that. Like, I want to say one of her co-worker get coffee spill on him. There was some more things that happened. And of course, she and Kaylin decide to like just take the day off and go to a park. And of course, Karoo, she's lamenting about this whole thing. I feel like I'm using that word wrong. I apologize if I am. But basically, she's just like, just talking about like, again, feeling guilty as well. Because it's like, she feels like she's taking someone's luck away. And of course, Kaylin is trying to help and being as positive as he can. And then all of a suddenly, it seemed like the air and like the environment around them starts like to freeze, like it starts to become still. And then we see another hunter, but this is not a human hunter. This is a fae hunter. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention that also in this episode, we found out that Kaylin is a prince, like the second prince of the Dust Court. And apparently he did something bad. I can't wait to find out what he did bad. Like, cause like for you to be targeted, cause like again, at the end of episode 3, some fae hunter comes out and he's like, yeah, you're not done with your punishment. Yeah, we need you back, cause like you gonna get punished again. And that's how it goes off. And it's like, dang, what did he do? Like, as the second prince of the Dust Court, what did you do? That was so bad. Like, I'm curious. Like, I'm sorry. I feel like that's the only good thing about this book. Well, there's a lot of good things about this book, but one of the good things that I like about this book is that, again, it keeps you on your toes. It keeps you wanting more, because it's like, what did he do? Like, what was so bad that he had to be in prison for years? Like, for years and years. And now people are after him, especially his own kind are now after him. And like, yeah, just because you got out don't mean nothing. Come back, because we're going to put you back in that cave, or we're going to give you another, like, punishment. And it's like, dang, what did he do? Like, overall, I'm very intrigued with the story, but I'm like, dang, what did he do? Because I ain't gonna lie, I thought this was gonna be a little cutesy, funny, cheesy rom-com situation. Like, there was gonna be a whole lot of hijinks because he's a fae and he's in the real world. And so it's like, the human world and stuff like that. And so it's like he's just, he's just navigating that, and maybe Karoo is trying to help her. I thought it was gonna be a whole different thing. No, this is more like, okay, her luck has changed. However, there are consequences because her luck has changed. And not only are there consequences, but there are people that are after Kaylin, human hunters and fae hunters. So it's like, wow, just wow. Again, overall, I'm enjoying the story. I can't wait until we get more episodes. Also, speaking of episodes, I'm gonna need for Pixelberry to do me a favor and get with the program and give us like at least like three episodes, 2 to 3 episodes each week instead of doing this one episode. Because I'm gonna be honest, it gets annoying. Because like every other interactive story game I play, like they give us more than like 2. Because I remember chapters. I haven't played it in a while, but I remember they used to give us 5. Romance Club, they give us either 2 to 3. Depending on how long it is, they would give us maybe 5 or 6. Because I know the new story that they gave us, I want to say what, 6? Yeah, they gave us 6 episodes. So it depends on just the story at hand. But again, I'm gonna need for them to like, and it don't have to be like every week 2 episodes. It could just be like every like every like 2 weeks. Like the second week they give us like 2, and then they skip a week, and then this next week they like, I feel like I'm doing it all wrong. I'm sorry, it's late. But basically what I'm trying to say is that like they could like skip weeks, skip like a week or 2, and just give us like, again, give us like more than one episode. Cause I'm gonna be honest, sometimes I be wanting more. Cause like this one episodes, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I be like, I don't really care to read the story no more. And I just let the story go. Cause I know I did that I forgot what story I did that for. But I did that for a story. Cause I was like, I just got tired of it. But again, overall, I'm still gonna stick with this story because it's very interesting. Like, I'm a sucker for the whole fae, magic, and stuff like that. Also, I just want to know what Kaylin did. Like, what did Kaylin do? That was just so bad. Because it's like, man, what did you do? It must be horrible. Like, I'm sorry, but he had to do something to another fae. Like, he had to do some harm to another fae. Because for him to just to have people come after him, that's crazy. And also, I want to know how the Iron Order, how they know that he was there, because they said they track his magic, but how do they do that? Like, again, there's so much information that I need from this story. It's not even funny. So yeah, I would definitely be reading this one and give you my whole review of it. I might just break it down. You know what? I might just break it down because sometimes I forget what be happening in some of these chapters. So I think I'm just going to break it down. Maybe do it like three episodes. I just break it down like 3 episodes and things like that. That's what I'm gonna do. So the next 3 episodes, I would definitely give y'all another video about Get Lucky, because like I said, it's a very interesting video. I mean, not video, but interesting story. And I can't wait to see like what happens next. Because again, I'm still asking, what did Kaylin do that was just so horrible? And if you made it this far in the video, I want to say I appreciate it and stuff, because like I know I've been making a whole lot of mistakes in this video. So yeah, thank you for sticking around and not judging. And if you are judging, how dare you? How dare you? But please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, see ya.